Hello, this is SJ Talks and Life coming back at you with another video. If you're new to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm on a YouTuber, I'm on a channel by the name, a YouTuber by the name of Andy Lewicki. I guess this is the Pacific, Pacific Palisades area. Don't quote me. I'm not going to show the whole video, but I'm just going to kind of uh, show you some different pictures of the area of the devastation. This is his house. His family's. This is his family's house before the fire.
Actually have
This is their house after the fire.
my
He's
wife's
showing.
car miraculously survived.
He's showing
For some reason,
his
she
car.
parked my car here. Let's see, are the tires intact? See on TV.
This is his house after
You
the fire.
you think you'd be able to find something, right? It's gonna survive the fire, but instead it looks like this.
This is his house after the fire.
We probably shouldn't.
This is his house after the fire, and they're looking through the rubble trying to recover stuff. And he mentioned in this video that his photo album, and that's the first thing that comes to mind is like your photo albums, your important documents, your photo albums, and stuff like that. They didn't even have time to grab that, because that would be like the first thing that I would be trying to grab. But the fire spread so fast, you got to just hurry up and get out. I mean, did they even have time to even pack a suitcase? I don't even think they had time to even pack a suitcase. So all that's left is the chimney. You see, I showed you the before picture. This is the after picture of the house, and he's basically kind of going through the neighborhood and showing us the neighborhood. It's sad, you know. This fire wiped out the whole community. You see what this fire did? It just wiped out the whole community. It's just really sad. It's really sad. It's when I look at this, it just makes me want to. Let me go back to. I think I had paused it. That's him and his family, and it just makes you want to make. When I look at this, when I looked at this video, came up in my recommendations. I clicked on it because I've never seen any of his content before, and then I looked to look at some other videos, and then it popped up again. So I said, well, let me go ahead and do something about this, because when I look at this, I said a prayer for them, and I said a prayer for all the people that lost their homes in this horrible tragedy. Allegedly, I'm going to say allegedly because I don't know for sure. Allegedly, these fires were started on purpose. I'm going to say allegedly because I don't know for sure. I don't want to spread rumors and stuff, but they're saying allegedly these fires were started on purpose. And if that's the case, somebody started these fires. If that's the case, I pray that they catch this person. And if they did, I'm like, really, do you really realize the magnitude of what you have done? And this looks like just a regular. Just wanted to show you that people thinking that everybody that lived in these areas were millionaires. This looks like they just a regular working family. I showed you the house in the beginning of the video. Looks like it's a regular modest home, and look like they were just a regular family. You know, they're not multi-billion millionaires. So I wanted to clear that misconception up that everybody that lived in these areas had millions and millions of dollars, and It's going to be easy for them to rebuild. That might be the case for some folk, but a lot of these people that were living in these communities were just regular working folk. And they got to a certain place in life to where they could afford to live in this area. There is a black community, and I'm going to do a video talking about that. I just found out there's a black community called Adena, California, if I'm pronouncing that right. It's a black community that got affected by the fires, and on Good Morning America, they had three generations of this black family, three generations of their families lost homes in that area. I'm gonna do a video covering that too. Adena, California. This is a black community, just regular working folk. The community has a lot of history, and so I just want to just clear up that misconception that everybody that lived in these areas were multi-millionaires and oh, it's going to be easy for them to just rebuild. No, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. And I hear that the insurance company is dropping people and stuff. Some folks might have not even had insurance. I don't know. So it's not going to be easy for them. It's not going to be easy. These people lost everything. They literally lost everything. They lost his photo album. He wasn't able to grab any important documents. They lost everything. They literally just have the clothes on their back. They just lost everything. And now they're doing a lot of fundraisers and everything, um, and they're collecting things and clothes and things like that. But just imagine losing everything. Lots of people have house fires and just they lose everything. You just escape with just the clothes on your back. And my heart and prayers go out to everybody that lost their home. They have their life, and that's thank God they still have their family, they still have their life, so they can rebuild. And I pray that God will help them, to these families to rebuild and everything like that. So people just need to stop saying that, oh, these people were millionaires. They can rebuild. No, 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 no. Not everybody. A lot of, as you can see, a lot of the folks that's in these communities are just regular working folk, probably middle class, regular working folk, and everything. That there wasn't multi-millionaires. So even if they were, I mean, people need to stop judging rich people. People need to stop trashing rich people. People need to stop judging poor people. Most people that are millionaires or whatever, or a certain income level, they really worked hard to get to that level. It wasn't easy for them to get to that level. They went through a lot of things and they worked really hard to get to that level. And this is the reason why I don't hate on folk. I'm not a hater. I think I'm missing the jealousy gene. I don't get jealous of people, and I think I'm missing that gene because I don't get jealous of folk. I don't hate on folk. I'm a congratulator. I'm not a hater. I just don't have it in me to hate on folk. But a person get to a certain level in life, you don't know what they had to endure and what they had to go through to get to that level. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know what this family had to endure and what they had to go through to get to the level to where they can live in this community. You know what I mean? And that Adina, that black community that got lots of three generations of a black family that lost their homes. I'm gonna talk about that. A lot of these folks were just regular working folk, and they said that it was other races of people that lived in that community too. I've been watching interviews and stuff like that, and they're saying that it's a pretty diverse community, but it was a lot of black people that lived in this community, and it was one of the first neighborhoods um, in the Los Angeles area that was integrated. So I've been looking at interviews and everything, and trying to learn the history of that. I'm gonna do a video talking about that. So that's what I'm saying. Regular working folk, folk just struggled and grinded and worked hard to get to a certain level. So yeah, we do need to pray for these people. If you can't donate, pray for them. Pray for these people. Um, but let's not pass judgment. Let's not be so quick to pass judgment. But when I look at this and I look at the devastation, it just makes me count my blessings. Ain't no room for complaints. That's what I want to say. Ain't no room for complaints. Ain't no room for complaining and talking about what you don't have, crying about what you don't have. I know that there was at least 3 times I could have lost my home. You know, don't want to really go into that. Um, that I could have lost my house. There was 3 times that I could have lost my house. I could have been without a home. But by the grace of God, I'm still in my house. And so I count my blessings every day that I'm still in my home. Um, because life happens. Life just happens. You know what I mean? Life happens to all of us. A lot of us are struggling. And, I think if you got a roof over your head, if you have clothes to wear, it don't have to be fancy. Don't have to be fancy clothes, just clothes. If you have a roof over your head, you got food to eat. You're not starving. You're not going hungry. You have a warm place to sleep. You have a place to shower. These people don't even have a place to. He said that his landlord did set up so they can get another place. So they're blessed. But what about the people that's gonna have a hard time trying to secure another place? You know what I mean? So just the being grateful for just the basics. I think the Bible talks about sustenance. Being being grateful, just basically being grateful for just the basics. The basics: a roof over your head, clothes on your back, food to eat, and not be so caught up in. And God doesn't want us to be materialistic and get caught up in all this materialism and thinking that we got to have the best clothes or the newest gadgets that come out, or thinking that we have to have the best of everything. And then people get to a certain level and they go to looking down on folk. And that's another thing that I wanted to talk about, um, that that folks get to a certain level. Now, I'm not saying everybody, but some people, they get to a certain level and they start looking down on folk. Don't do that. And I read a lot of blogs where people do that. They sit up there and they talk about poor people. They talk about people that are on assistance or whatever. They sit up there and talk about people and judge people, pass judgment on people because they're a certain place in their life. And they don't think something like this can happen to them. That can happen to all of us. Newsflash, it can happen to all of us. It can happen to every last one of us. Don't ever think that it can't happen to you. Don't ever think that it can't happen to you. I don't care how much money you got or where you at in your life. It can happen to you. So we are not to look down, never to look down on other people, never to criticize folks, rich folks, poor people, whatever. We are never to sit up there and talk about. Don't covet the Bible says. Don't covet what your neighbor has. Don't be covetous and coveting what other people have. If other people that are doing well, that congratulate them. Be happy for them. Don't stop hating on folk, because that ultimately is going to block your blessings. But we are. I gotta go here in a minute. But we are to count our blessings and thank God for everything that we have. Okay, go ahead and hit that like to push the algorithm up. Subscribe and share. Until the next video, you guys be blessed.